I told my director, I was like, hey, just for a heads up, I might be calling you randomly one day for an interview because we got this new roadcaster. He's like, I don't do interviews for free. I was like, I'll pay you. Calm down. With work.
With my work and my positive attitude. And then how does my voice sound? Does my voice sound okay?
It sounds like every other time we record.
Sweet. Awesome. Sounds good.
If it makes you feel better, there's no nicotine in this. It's just juice. It's okay. If I want nicotine, I go to Ashley.
Oh, you guys are both smokers.
We're both vapors.
Oh, vapors. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh, get the term right, you fucking loser.
Well, shut up, Cloud. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it to be that mean.
You just called me a cloud.
Yeah, like, because vapors make clouds, and then the only, like, really bad word that I can think of that started with the letter C was so I was like, oh, put it together.
Actually, pretty rude.
Yeah, it was very rude. I will not deny that. That was pretty rude, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. You didn't think it was funny? I thought it was really funny.
It hit me. It was like it came out of fucking nowhere. I wasn't expecting you to call me a cloud.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. That just kind of came out of nowhere for me as well. I apologize, best friend. That was just rude and mean. But you got me. That was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. Just a little funny. I thought it was just a little bit funny.
I guess.
It was a good joke.
Okay. You're a stupid little pudumch. All right, we're ready.
I won't put that in the episode.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if I do, I'll just beep out the word, because the word is a bad word.
We have sworn so much in our podcast.
I feel like that one is just so bad. Like, it's like, I don't know. All right, you ready?
Yep, phone's on silent. I am ready to go.
Let's go. Hello and welcome to this episode of Up Until Now podcast. I am JD.
I'm Andrew.
And I want to thank you for taking a listen to our podcast. And I want to thank Eric for finally dropping the third track of his album set, whatever, discography. But really happy that he finally brought that out because it sounds amazing. Like, I am super chill, right, Andrew?
I fucking love it. It's a vibing song.
Yeah, look at. Yeah, super cool, super awesome. Thank you, Eric.
I can just cruise down the road with this on.
Exactly. Like with the top down if you had a convertible.
I have a sunroof. I'll open it.
I mean, that works, right? That works.
That's right. I'll stick my head out.
While you're driving?
While I'm driving. Cruise control, baby.
I feel like that's incredibly dangerous. Like, that shouldn't be what you're doing.
Sometimes you gotta go with it.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it and just do what you gotta do.
Say fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it and just go for it.
That's right.
Which is actually a part of the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Is we have noticed that podcasting for both of us has like kind of sort of consumed our lives, specifically our podcast. Esther even is like telling me like, you've been working on your podcast stuff for a long ass time. And I'm like, well, I'm a little behind with audio editing of the podcast. It's just got busy because of COVID and work and all that stuff. So,
I mean, it doesn't help that your jackass co-host doesn't really help you with the edits because he sucks at it.
I mean, the edit that he did on episode 4 wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad. But
it was bad because I fucked up that recording and I recorded from my webcam camera or my webcam microphone and not the actual nice microphone that we're talking into now. So.
You sure did. I kind of feel like that's why I kind of dreaded editing because there was so much like going back and forth because I didn't realize that too until later. I was like, oh shit, this is that episode. And then I had to readjust everything. After I spent like an hour editing, I was like, fuck, everything just got shifted.
Yeah, I really apologize for that one. That one was completely on my end, but hey, we might not have to deal with that shit anymore with the new things that we've gotten, and we could talk about that later in this episode, even maybe in next week's episode, because we got some new ass gear in here and I am very excited to use it. That's why I can, play the intro again and stuff like that, and I don't know, play other sound bites like this one.
Dwight, you ignorant slut!
I mean, it's really fun. It's kind of addicting, and I think Andrew's slowly getting annoyed of it just a little bit.
I'm not getting annoyed. I'm just getting worried that you're just gonna have too fun with it during our podcast. You're just gonna we're just gonna be talking randomly. Like, Dwight, you ignorant slut! Like what?
I promise, this is my promise to both you and our listeners, that I will only use it when it is appropriate. And that's a JD guarantee. And if I ever don't do that, we can come back to this episode and be like, hey, JD, you fucking idiot. You've been misusing the sound bite panel pod thingies. And
that's right.
Yeah. But I haven't been. I just did that just to show you guys that we did get some new equipment, and we're really excited to use it and utilize it in our podcast, because Andrew and I have noticed that we actually put a lot of quotes from The Office and Friends in our podcast, only because that's a show that we love. And I mean, in one of the episodes, I even put a song from Parks and Rec, which was the Pit song, which was superb. But again, I digress. I will only use it when I need to or want to. That just completely negated the promise that I just made.
I know. I want to use it now. I want to use it now. I want to use it now.
It's okay. I will try my best not to use it, because I'll just try my best.
Yeah.
So with that, we kind of noticed that with our podcasting stuff, it's become a passion of ours. It's kind of consumed a lot of our lives and a lot of our time. And Andrew and myself as well, we listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We take the time to even listen to ourselves, even though that's weird for some people. But it's something that we do, and I don't know, it's just a new passion project that we both found and that we both really, really enjoy. So we kind of wanted to talk about in this specific episode is how we have been continuing to pursue our passions, and how we've kept the energy of pursuing and pushing through, and how to, really take initiative on what you want to do. Andrew, what kind of things do you do besides podcasting that you find your own passions in?
My own passion I find most enjoyable is gaming. And from gaming, I stream on Twitch with the handle of twitch.tv/WWJOOND. Come check me out if I ever stream. So I say it's a big passion and that I love doing it, but it's kind of like what we're talking about today. I hit a stump in streaming. I used to do it almost religiously, every day, all day, as much as I can every time I had time. But it's just I don't stream just because I'm lazy. But the passion in gaming it's never changed. I've loved gaming ever since I was in elementary school. I've had a desktop computer since then, playing Counter-Strike 1.6, playing competitively, and then moving to Dota, going to all over the place in the gaming community, and even till now. I mean, I still play Counter-Strike till this day. I've been playing for over 12 years. League of Legends has been over since season 2. Call of Duty since fucking Xbox 360. It's just gaming has always been a passion of mine, and I had a huge passion in Twitch, but it sort of died down, and I want to get back in.
So I guess another follow-up question is, specifically with Twitch, what kind of intrigued you to start streaming on WWJOOND on Twitch?
The biggest thing that intrigued me on Twitch was the fact that you could make money. And to me, it's why wouldn't I want to make money doing something I love doing, And I have earned money from it, bits and donations and subscription money. there's few stages that you have to go through on Twitch to become an affiliate, where you can actually get paid out from Twitch and stuff like that. And I reached that, and it was awesome, getting paid to play games. And I met some amazing people, because viewers can come in from all over the world, and I've met great people, and I became friends with them, and I got to play with them, hang out, talk, and it's just really cool to play games and talk to people while you're playing games.
That does really sound awesome. So I guess another follow-up question even after that is, like, what do you think caused you to, like, kind of stop streaming? Because I was one of the, what is it called, Twitch Prime? I, like, subscribed. I sent you $5 every month to your Twitch stream. But, like, honestly, after I started contributing, you just stopped. So, like, is there a certain reason as to why you stopped? Or
Yeah, it's because I got sick and tired of your name popping up.
ouch, that hurts, man. That's just mean.
It was let's see. I was going strong, and then it was kind of around when right a little bit before we started this whole podcasting thing. I stopped because that's when my life started getting really rough, and it became hard to juggle being happy and being fucking upset and depressed all the time. And so I chose to just be depressed all the time. Yay. But after, getting out of that depression phase and, getting to my normal life, I did try streaming again. But it's very different every time you stop and start up again, because you lose a certain amount of viewers that you regularly had, because your viewers will think that, oh, he's not streaming anymore, so we turn off the notifications for him, blah blah blah. And it goes from 25 viewers to 10 viewers to 10 viewers to 5 viewers, and 5 viewers to 2. And that's a huge kick in the shins. Like, it hurts, and it's rough getting past that hump of no viewers, and you're just doing it by yourself, and in your mind you just constantly think, like, is this even worth it? Like, why am I even streaming? No one's even watching. Like, it's just a waste of time. But it's all about willpower to just do it, and you'll randomly get viewers, and maybe that viewer will become consistent. But I just haven't been able to muster up that whole just fucking do it. I mean, I tell myself I'm gonna do it every time. Like this, I mean, technically I could do it tomorrow. I'm off of work tomorrow. I can.
Do it.
But will I?
Do it. I'll be at work, bored out of my fucking mind. Like, you should do it so I can just watch you at work.
All right, you know what?
We don't talk enough. We don't talk enough, like, as is right now. So
I will do it tomorrow.
Because we don't talk enough. That's
I'll
the only
change it.
reason, right?
That's right. And the worst part is I put in so much time and effort and money into my stream to like make it what it is. I feel like it's a waste if I don't. But like I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just a piece of shit.
Nah, no, it's not that, man. It's just
I am to my subscribers.
okay. That I will kind of agree to, because I was one of those subscribers, and I emphasize was because I stopped because he stopped streaming. I'm not gonna pay Andrew $5 if he's not gonna stream. I'll do it in other ways and pay for some of his podcasting stuff, which I've been doing.
I'll do it tomorrow.
You'll do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I will be waiting for the notification to come up, because I still get those notifications.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I get and I understand like that starting from zero, essentially. Like I kind of went through that when we started this podcast, because one of my passions outside of podcasting is photography. My Instagram handle is @Jeddy JEDDY.JPEG JPEG. I have a decent following on there, but I'm kind of like you, where I don't post, so I'm kind of an asshole to my followers. I kind of the same thing, but I don't scam them with $5 every month, so it's different.
I'm not scamming them. You guys have the choice to subscribe to me.
Anyways,
so it's like if you view mine, you have to subscribe.
But anyways, like kind of starting the podcast Instagram that is at Up Until Now Podcast. it only has like 12 to 15 followers, and it's kind of disheartening because I'm just like, well, I'm actually putting effort into this one, but seeing it at 0 or that low of a number is kind of hard to get over, because in this day and age, it's always about how many followers you have, how much influence you have as a creator or as a quote unquote social media influencer. Like the numbers actually do mean a lot, and just not seeing those numbers right off the bat, I wasn't expecting like on the first day we get like 300 like followers. That's just unreal and just very, very dumb. But a part of me wished it did happen like that, you know? It's just like, oh yeah, holy shit, like we have 100 followers in 2 days. That would have been nice, but we have 15 followers in a week. So it's kind of hard to, and it's kind of hard to get back to that and start at 0. But I keep telling myself that like everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts at 0. I mean, the thing that I'm looking at the most and the thing that I'm most excited about is actually seeing our download numbers for our podcast.
Oh, I know. I looked at that too, and it was
right. Like quite honestly, I thought that we were gonna get maybe 10 downloads an episode, to be completely honest. I thought that no one was really gonna care and no one was really gonna take the time to listen to our podcast. But our first episode, I can check right now, but I think it has upwards of like 40 downloads right now. And just that, it just astounds me. And it has 44 downloads. And that just is like, it's kind of some kind of sort of validation that like we're doing something right, or people are actually taking interest in our lives. And even if they are right now just friends and family, it just means that that's how many people actually love us and take the time to listen to a 14-minute podcast episode that is just talking about our names, which some of these people probably already know. But like seeing that is just, it's really encouraging, and it kind of drives me personally to like edit more or invest in more gear like I have. And I invested a little bit more than I thought I was going to invest, but like I kind of took that step. And I think the hardest thing to actually pursuing a passion or pursuing any kind of interest that you have is just committing.
Oh yeah. Like for me, I know. Well, actually, I lied. Not for me. It was easy to commit to gaming. I mean, gaming is easy, you know. But I mean, I guess you could view it as in like, you know, following your passion is like being in a relationship. Are you willing to commit to it? You know, and I feel like you have to be willing to give it 110%. You can't half-ass it. Kind of like we mentioned it in our early episodes. Don't be a fucking hobby whore.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Joe, my cousin. You hobby whore. Don't be a Joe.
Don't be a Joe. Don't be a Joe when it comes to hobbies. Be a Joe overall, being like an overall decent person and nice guy, but don't be a Joe when it comes to picking hobbies.
Yeah, don't pull a Joe, god dang it.
We both know Joe and we both love Joe. There are some things he does sometimes that just absolutely makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Let's name off a few of his hobbies that he's had over the last 5 years. He's had snowboarding, photography, gaming, clubbing, gaming again, and then
a huge fashion phase,
working phase, and then DJing now, I think, or like EDM music.
He's been supporting his friend, so I don't know if that can count. He's supporting a friend. I don't know if we can count that one. I think he just wants to fucking party all the time,
which is fine. I mean, that's not like a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing, but
if you can afford it, if you can afford it, then go for it. That I mean,
well,
I mean,
come on, let's be honest. He's what? He's 20. We're 25. He's 27 now. He should start saving for his future.
But I mean, he has other financial ways to get that, right? I mean,
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has. I mean, he has a savings account and stuff. Like he has decent money saved up. But come on, like let's stop being reckless. You can always have
more. You can always have more.
Yeah, you can always have more. Let's stop being reckless, going to parties and drinking and all that.
I mean, he has a girlfriend now, right?
Yeah. They're still together. I haven't talked to Joe in I mean, I talked to
That took you a
Joe.
long time to answer.
Well, it's because usually Joe posts like Snapchats or Instagram like stories about it,
Yeah.
like of him and his girl, but I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe I just haven't been keeping up with it.
I think I don't know. I thought he was still dating, but
Hey, I mean, sure. I mean, I just haven't talked to Joe in a while.
yeah.
Like actually had a conversation. The last time I talked to him was like a few days ago, but like that was just him saying, "Oh, I heard you like uploaded your podcast. Keep it up and all that." And that was just a quick conversation.
Oh, well, shout out to Joe. I mean, see, again, we love Joe. It's just when it comes to passions and hobbies, it doesn't work if like you don't commit. And like what Andrew said, you don't commit like 100% at minimum.
Right. And again, like for me, gaming was easy. Podcasting was a little bit rougher, only because to when we first started, it didn't seem like it was actually gonna happen. Like
Oh no, I completely agree.
we thought it was gonna be like 1 or 2 episodes, and boom, JD was there just to help me feel better. But it was very different after like the first 2-3 episodes because we started realizing, or at least I started realizing, like how fun it was. And that's when I was able to, like decide right then and there, like, I want this. I want to keep doing this for a long time. And, it gets me pumped up every time, like, JD mentions, like, when we talk about our future, like, oh, imagine, like, in the future, like if we open up our business, we can dedicate a separate sound room just for podcasting inside of our store. And then, like, it just gets me, like, really excited and pumped up, like, oh, I really want that. And it makes me want to pursue it more.
Yeah, and then like the one thing that I always like bring up that I want for whatever reason is like, you know how like they like the radio stations have like giant like red
On air.
on air? I want one of those. So every time we're recording, we just flip the switch so people just don't disturb us because we're fucking on air. Like you can't talk to us right now. Like we're busy, we're working.
That's right. I mean, it'd be so cool. And like I just love talking about the future, like our dream. And I love the fact that like our passion like is involved in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think it's always trying to find that like that spark or that first love that you had of a certain thing and kind not like holding on to it for like dear life, but like trying to find it in different aspects of like the hobbies that you're doing. So, for example, I think one of the big things that currently that I've been doing for a long time, like Andrew, that I've been taking photos and have been really into photography for like the upwards of the last 7+ years. And yeah, there are in those 7 years there have been a lot of times where I'm just like, well, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. It's expensive, it's time consuming, and like I will never be as great as those people that are on Instagram, and that's a whole different problem entirely. But being able to see it in different ways and not just see it as like how many likes I get or how many followers I have on Instagram, is more about like the actual memories that I'm capturing. Like for example, my sister went to Emory University in Atlanta. This year was her senior year, and as you all know, the COVID-19 virus has like swept America. We have like 1.3 million like positives, and it's all kinds of fucked up out there. But because of that, Emory University had to send all of their students home off campus. Like they just essentially like told them like, you have to go, you have to move out as soon as possible. It's my sister's senior year, so they canceled commencement, they canceled graduation, they canceled pretty much everything after spring break. So when my mom and dad went down to Atlanta to pick up her stuff and pick her up to bring her back to Chicago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use my hobby. I'm going to use the gifts that I have that I've been given and the things that the skills that I've developed to give her something that somewhat like resembles a graduation. So I went with my parents, drove 9+ hours. Oh God. Like it was a long drive because it was there and back within like 2 days.
Oh God.
It was awful. But I was able to do a short graduation photo shoot for my sister and her 2 friends. And I was able to do that, and honestly, the edits actually came out really, really well. Like I was actually very surprised on the way that they looked. I was very happy with it.
I saw Jemmy updated her profile picture. It looked nice.
Yeah, and I personally was really surprised. I didn't think that they were gonna look that good. Like when I was looking at like the raw images, I'm like, okay. Like I did an okay job. But then like I started like editing and I started like doing like these little color things. I'm like, holy shit, like these actually look fucking great. Like, and I continually forget and I continually undersell my skills and undersell myself. And just finding those pockets of like happiness and joy and like passion for the hobbies that you have. Oh man, like when you find that, you're just like, holy shit, I just want to keep doing more and keep going. So I mean, I edited like maybe 100 photos for my sister in a span of like 2 days, and they all came out pretty fucking great. I haven't posted anything on my Instagram yet, but I will. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'll also post it on the Up Until Now podcast Instagram when episode 15 drops. So, like,
Yeah.
just being able to like find those little pockets of joy, it really kind of helps you keep going. So, like, do you think that there's any kind of pockets of joy that you found, like with streaming, like in the recent months or in whatever, however long you've been streaming for?
The pocket joys, the joy of pockets. What did you say? Joy of what?
The pockets of joy, like the little,
The the little things.
the little pieces of happiness that you find when you stream, like on Twitch.
Whenever I get any type of follower, subscriber, bits, donation, not because like, oh, I really want, money or anything. I found joy in it because I edited my profile so that every time that I get a donation, I hear my nephew's voice. And it's the cutest little thing. It's like, say thank you 2 times. Thank you, thank you. It's so cute. And I did that because when I first started streaming, I was seeing my nephews very often, and I wanted to incorporate him in because early on in my stream, I had him sit on my lap while I played, and it would kind of just be like a duo stream, me and him, and then obviously he'll get bored and want to do something and he'll leave,
And
but
play with Hot Wheels or something like that.
fucking selfish. But
not letting me use them for followers and shit like that.
not
What a
letting me
dick.
use his cuteness. What an asshole.
I mean, he learned from Paul. He learned from the best.
That's right. Fucking jackass. But like that's what like the little joys I find. Like every time I get like a follower, like I'll like in the recording of it, it's set to it'll be like say thank you, and then Noah will say thank you. Or if I get a donation, say thank you 10 times, and he'll just like start screaming thank you. And then because I used to say every donation I get, I'll put it towards buying him a new Hot Wheel. Which I never did. I'm a jackass uncle. I mean, I ended up buying him like bigger gifts, but like not like stupid 10-cent Hot Wheels. Might as well get something better. But those are little joys. Meeting new people, like I've mentioned early on in these episodes, like I craved like talking to someone and having that friendship and not being alone. I guess I use Twitch as an outlet to try and meet new people. Just because I can talk to them while I'm doing something, I enjoy, and if they have a common interest, that's kind of like a icebreaker, sort of. Like you already came into my stream for a reason, so let's have a conversation. And I'm pretty chill, I think. So if they come in, we can talk.
Except when like you're yelling at all the bad junglers that you come across in League of Legends.
Hey, you never blame yourself. That's the key to success.
Yep, you always blame the jungler. It's always the jungler's fault.
It's always the jungler's fault. Always.
Unless I'm playing, but for some reason it's still always my fault. But you never blame me for whatever reason.
I'm not. Hey, I heard League of Legends ruin friendships. I ain't trying to let that happen to us.
I mean, it almost did.
Because you suck.
Okay, I didn't know how to play the game, and you guys didn't really tell me. I just kind of try to solo a tower, which you're not supposed to do in that game.
It's common sense you don't do that.
I don't know, just going for it.
Oh.
I got better. I got better though.
You did, but we stopped playing. I honestly haven't touched League in so long.
You've been playing a lot of Apex, haven't you?
I've been playing a lot of Apex. I've been getting back into Apex. Only because freaking Ashley loves Apex. And I catered towards her early on in the relationship. and I just got hooked up to Apex now too. But I mean, I still have League. I'm still good at it. At least I think I am.
I'm still garbage, and I will always be garbage because I just don't care.
Those are my little joys that I found throughout streaming. Just meeting people and getting reminded every once in a while of my nephew because I don't see him a lot anymore.
I mean, considering you live like what, almost 2-3 hours away from him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a trek. It's a drive.
Dude, but going a little bit back to your photography, okay, so you recently sent me a photo of my dog that you edited.
Oh yeah, it's on the Instagram page. It's the episode 9, the one with the dog episode. I think that's episode 9.
No one with moral on the front page. Holy shit, that looks so good.
Oh, thank you. I mean, honestly, it looks better in person because Instagram nerfs the quality a little bit. But thank you, really appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I got the raw file for it, not like the uploaded version.
That's right, I did give that to you.
That is like, if I saw that in a store, I'd be like, damn, whoever made that is bomb. Like, that's how good of a quality that was. It sucks that people on Instagram, like, if they do see it, that's like, they don't get the full aspect of it. But that picture was just, oh my God. I would honestly pay for this photo.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what happened. Looking at, like, again, I think that photo specifically, I was looking at what it was before and then after I did things with the edits and stuff. Dude, like, I don't even know how I got there. It looks really nice though. All the reds and oranges and how she like pops up because she's white. It looks really good.
It was a great day that day too.
It was
It
beautiful.
was like late fall. And do you have any more? I want some.
I don't know if I have any more from that day. I can go and check later, but yeah. If I have any more, I'll probably slap the same edits that I had on that one and just give it to you.
Oh hell yeah! I need some.
Yeah.
I need to make another TikTok video.
Yeah, but then all of our dogs like move around a lot, so it's hard to like get like a picture that like just like stay fucking still, you know?
Oh, if I smack more in the snout while we're walking, she like gets scared and she'll listen. So if I say sit, she'll sit.
But you shouldn't smack her. You should like give her treats.
Oh, she's been getting in trouble a lot these days
Why is that? Like what?
because there are times where me and Ashley will leave the house together to like go grocery shopping or go to PetSmart to get her something. And she'll just go through the trash. Yeah, yesterday yesterday was supposed to be spaghetti night. But we were thawing meat and we went to PetSmart to buy her food. She got into the sink and ate like 3 pounds of raw beef.
Oh my god.
And
That is a lot of raw beef.
yeah. And like she's fine.
Dude, it's the wolf in her. It's not the dog in her, it's the wolf.
It's like it makes me so mad. Because like, I just wanna like why are you like this?
I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just training, more and more training. Put her like get a big enough crate for her and try to crate her a little bit.
We actually like the ironic thing is like when we went to PetSmart yesterday, like I actually looked at crates. I was like, "Ooh, this would be perfect." And then I look at the price tag and I said, "Ooh, fuck that. She's trained enough."
Yeah, it's so expensive. Crates are expensive, man.
It was $200 for something that'll fit her.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck that bullshit. She can just destroy and destroy the trash as much as she wants. I'll pick up trash all my life. I'm paying $200."
But if you think about it, if you put all the things that she eats, everything that she gets into, and you put that all into perspective of how much you're actually spending compared to how much you would save if you just spent $200 on the crate.
I don't want to drop $200 right now. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. It's understandable.
As if our viewers want to donate a crate to me, I'll happily accept it. She is a 55-pound dog.
Yeah, just hit us up on Gmail. We'll set up something.
Yeah, I'll go pick it up. I've driven to Atlanta before
And back. Oh god.
alone.
Jeez, I don't know how you did that, man. I felt so bad.
It was rough. I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad.
Oh, Man, I felt so bad. I wanted to go up with you, but I'm like, there's no way for me to get back down.
You did come back with me the second time around.
Yeah, because I had to drop off some stuff, didn't I? From my
Yeah,
yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah. Anyways, going back to like kind of, well, back to Moro and spending money and investing. Like personally for me, I think finding other things to like invest in when you have like a craft, like if you're a photographer or if you're even a podcaster and you're using the same equipment over and over and over again every time, you get kind of bored of it a little bit. I don't know about podcasting because for us, podcasting is still very new. I mean, we were 14 episodes in, and we were very, very happy with the setup that we had for 14 episodes. That's well over 14 weeks. I think it was like over 6 months. But when we invested in like this new thing that we have and that we're trying to work out right now, and hopefully it's working, we are trying to invest and trying to find like little, again, like paying for like happiness a little bit with like new equipment and stuff. But I think if you invest just a little bit of money into yourself and into your craft, like it sparks something a lot more than just, you know, trying to push yourself to create something or trying to push yourself to pursue whatever hobby that you're trying to do. I think that's an example for me for podcasting, but I know that's even for Andrew, it was streaming when we got the microphones for the first time. I remember there was a very, very like spike in the amount of time and how much and how often he actually streamed, because he's like, holy shit, now I have an actual like streamer setup, right? Am I wrong, Andrew?
No, it was like you see a lot of like pro streamers, like they have like the whole Yeti mics, everything. I was constantly using like headset mics, like the generic Corsair kinds, but I finally got like a good mic, a decent setup, and definitely it is what JD was mentioning. Like once I get a stump, in my hobby, I'll try spicing things up. Maybe buy a new keyboard, mouse setup. Change things up. When I bought this second monitor just for streaming, because my original setup was my regular screen, and I pulled out my laptop to pull up the Twitch screen, and that was annoying. Constantly have to take my laptop out, making sure it's charged. And I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna invest in a second monitor. Bought a second monitor. I fucking love it. I just always have the second monitor up. It's playing music. It has Twitch up. Like that got me streaming like more avidly, because I was like, oh, this is so exciting. This is like a new feeling for me. And then for Twitch, at least, I paid a freelancer to design my intro video for my Twitch. It was fun because I had to come up with a whole concept, what my theme was, all that stuff, and like that was really fun. Like I was so invested in it, and I got to design a whole bunch of things, like make a theme. Like that was a huge part of it too, like for my entire layout. And it's just like little things like that that'll spark me and keep me going. And then the biggest thing for Twitch, I guess, was trying to reach the affiliate goal to become affiliated with Twitch so I could get paid. That was my biggest, most highest, like, I want to do this so bad, because it like I was close to it. Like every time I pass a milestone, it'll be like, oh, task 1 of 3 complete. And then once you complete those milestones, you get affiliated. And like to me, it was like a huge thing, because after you got affiliated, you have to like put in like your like social security, because you get paid from them, so you have to, like, for tax reasons. And like to me, that was like a big thing, because it's like I'm getting a paycheck now. And it was just cool, and stuff like that got me going. And then work, life happened, slows down, and I still do it every once in a while. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, so it'll be fun. We'll see.
And I think like kind of going even on top of that, I remember when you said things of like milestones and finding like do this for a certain amount of time or do this, and this. I found that personally for me, schedules and like trying to keep myself to a schedule always like really helped. And I've been trying to do that with podcasting specifically for us. I haven't been doing it with photography because with COVID, there's not really much to do.
You can't really do anything.
You can't. I mean, there are creative ways to like actually continue to do photography, but right now, photography is like it's a hobby of mine, but it's not like at the forefront as it used to be because of what we're doing here. I feel like this is just a better use of my time personally because this is more like this is like an audio journal, which I really really enjoy doing,
Mhm.
and yeah, like it's just fun. But so I don't even know if Andrew knows this, but I set up calendar appointments on our joint email address that we have.
I know that.
Yeah, that tells me when we're gonna be recording because we always try to record on Thursday nights. I don't know why Thursday nights happen. It just happened for a reason. I just figured we want to try to have a social life, so we try to leave Fridays and the weekends open, but Thursdays are pretty easy and open days. So I have also ones that remind me to upload an episode on Monday nights because I think we're gonna start trying to upload on Tuesdays every week
Mhm.
now. So like I do have like those calendar appointments and those reminders that come in like every, Tuesday and Thursday. And it kind of reminds me like, "Oh, hey, I have this later today and I should prepare for it and I should get ready." I mean, before this, I got pretty excited for because of the roadcaster that we have that we can start taking phone calls eventually and do like phone interviews and stuff. So, we're really excited about that. So, I was actually on YouTube earlier today, like looking up how to interview people, what's the best ways to interview and things like that. So like trying to learn and keep trying to like progress your skills in whatever you want to do has always like intrigued me because just being like, oh, I learned this in a YouTube video or I learned this on an article. I want to try it. And if it works, you're like, holy shit, like this is amazing. And you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep like pushing further. And I know that it's hard to learn something and it's hard to like bring that into your brain, but man, like when it kind of clicks, it clicks and it's just like holy it's like it's addictive. And for me, that's what I really like. So
I mean, that's kind of like this podcast with us. Like, we didn't know what the hell we were doing, but once we got the flow of it, like me and you got addicted to this quick. And like, there was one time we tried recording like 3 episodes in one night, but like it was just way too exhausting. But like, it's podcasting is addicting now to me. Like, I have our episodes playing constantly throughout the day. Like, people listen to music while they're working. I'm listening to my podcast, trying to find what we can do to improve. Like I noticed, like recording this episode right now, I'm saying like and a lot, and it's pissing me off, and like it's discouraging me because I know JD's gonna have to go in and edit it. So like, it's pissing me off little by little.
I mean, if
Like,
anything, I could just give it to you and you could edit episode 15. 15.
soft pass, soft pass. But like, I can catch these things like because I'm constantly listening to it and I know how I sound when I talk, and I don't know if this makes sense, but like you know what I'm talking about, you know?
No, I completely agree. Like I am in the same boat as you. I have my podcast on going all the time and I don't listen to music really that much anymore at all. I
Yeah.
just have a podcast going. Like I have either our podcast, I have two other podcasts that I listen to. So one of them, I'll put their name here, it's fine. One of them is called Pod Save America. So it's a very political, liberal podcast that I listen to. And it's really funny because they make fun of the Trump administration. And I think it's just fucking hilarious. So yeah, I've been listening to that a lot. And then also, there is one that I really enjoy that I didn't think I would enjoy. So this one is called My Best Friend's Journal. So it's
Oh, you told me about
yes,
this.
it's MBFJ Podcast. If you guys want to look them up on Instagram, I believe. But they have a very interesting concept. Like it's kind of like us, Andrew and me. It's just two best friends like recording a podcast. But one of the hosts had a 5-year journal that he completed about like a year ago, and they're reading the journal entries into a podcast, and they're both getting like kind of reactions from the person who read it and the person who's reading it. It's just really great. It's hosted by two gay men and they are just hilarious. And I've been learning a lot about like gay culture and things like that, and I didn't know a lot of the things that they were talking about, and just being able to open and broaden my horizons to more than just me being a heterosexual male has just been really interesting. So listening to those podcasts and listening to ours, like I'm with Andrew, I continually try to find things that they do that I enjoy and other things of that nature, and I try to figure like how can I incorporate something like this into our podcast so our podcast can be better. And it's always like if you change something about yourself like 1% every day, in 100 days it's 100% change. Like it's crazy. Like just implementing just a little bit of change over time, it makes like a huge difference, because Andrew and I both know how awkward and how weird episode 1 was of our podcast. And coming to it's like cringy. Like every time I'm like, like it's pretty bad.
I listened to that today alone.
And you guys know just how bad, not bad, but you know just how awkward and not us that episode was. And then fast forwarding it to this episode, to episode 15, and we're still pursuing our passion and our hobby of podcasting, but I feel like our speech has gotten a lot better. I've been editing a lot less ums, ahs, and likes and whatever other weird fucking sounds we make during the middle of our podcast, like, you know, burps and shit like that. It's just continually finding like little things to improve on and little things to learn and pushing ourselves to be better at our own crafts and our own podcast, because I don't know, man, it's just a lot of fun to be able to be like, I don't know, maybe in a job interview someday I'd be like, oh yeah, I have a podcast with my best friend, and it's just something fun that I do, and it's just a creative venture that I've explored, and hopefully, knock on wood, cross our fingers that like we make some kind of money off of it, because we do put a lot of effort into it, and we do put a lot of thought and our own hearts into these episodes, because we know the struggles that we go through, and we want to say that it's not universal. We want to say that our struggles and our problems are unique, but in all actuality, there's a lot of people out there. So a lot of our problems are similar to a lot of people out there in the world. And just being able to voice it and just get it out there in the open has been something incredible for us. And just seeing like the responses that we've gotten from when our podcast like dropped has been insane. Like it has been incredible seeing like what kind of messages come in from our friends and our family and our loved ones. Just it's so heartwarming to hear all these things and getting like notifications and like messages from people that I haven't talked to in like almost a year, being like, "Oh, hey, I listened to your podcast, dude. It sounds great." And I'm like, Jesus, like
Forgot you were in my life.
Yeah, I forgot you were in my life at one point or another, but it's great. Like finding that little pockets of joy and happiness in all the hard work and blood, sweat, and tears that you put into something just makes it so much better.
Oh, I definitely agree. And again, it's all about, you know, the way you perceive the payout. For me, I already got paid. I have a good life now. Like I'm enjoying life again. I'm happy, and I get to talk to my best friend every day or every week, and it's fucking awesome. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it was actually kind of going off of that. Esther sent me a meme a little while ago, and she said the meme said, or the tweet or whatever fucking thing that she sent me said was, podcasts are now an excuse for adult men to call each other and have a decent human adult conversation 1 hour every week.
That's so fucking true.
And I was dying because I was like, this is like pretty much what Andrew and I are doing right now. We're podcasting, and we're trying to have a conversation that would like, again, present problems and struggles in our lives, and hopefully it helps somebody out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a ride.
It gives us an excuse to just hang out too, pretty much.
Oh yeah, for sure. It does.
I love it.
Yeah.
I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too, man. This COVID thing is really pissing me off. I mean, because before, like in episodes like before 10, I think, like we were like
episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5. We were in the same room. We were like sitting across from each other, just having a conversation and hanging out over the weekend and just, you know, recording these podcast episodes and having fun. But now it's like we're in separate states. We're in separate time zones, for God's sakes. Like it's really fucking annoying sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm ready to go at 9 p.m. So my 8 or your 9 or my 9, and like you just gotta get everything figured out.
Yeah, it's just it's a struggle, but again, like what Andrew said, and even what we said in our previous episode, I think even last episode was our financial episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our last episode, we talked about payouts and like and how we are paid with the investments that we make. Again, like what Andrew said, it's the same for me. Like we're dropping a decent amount of money on this gear. Like this gear isn't cheap, but the payout is already there and it's always been there because we get to have these conversations, whether that be an hour or an hour and a half, like episode 9 with our pets, like being able to talk and have that conversation together and just being able to like record it, capture it, and keep it for something that we can listen to later in our lives. Like, fuck it, we're going to completely go for it. And this is like, it's already paid off. It's already done. Like Andrew always tells me like, oh, hey, sorry, I'm not able to like help you out right now at the moment with the gear. I'm like, don't worry about it till later, man. Like this is what I want to do. And this is like the investment that I want to make for us because I know in the future it's going to pay off. And
Yeah.
it's been an incredible thing to like pursue our passions and find something that not only pays us off in like just a skill that we can have, but also just the emotional and just like the fun. Like we're building our friendships even like stronger than it was like even 6 months ago.
Oh yeah. Like, oh god. Oh, past Andrew, you fool. You don't know anything.
I was listening to the other old episodes too, and I'm like, God damn, like we have even in like the last 8 months, like it's been crazy how much like we've adapted and changed to.
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago, we could just move wherever we wanted, but now 6 months later, it's like a fucking pandemic, and we're like, well, we're just inside now.
Like I listened to episode 3 or 4 earlier today, and in that recording I was like, oh man, it feels so weird. I haven't seen you in a week because the week prior to that we saw each other for like 3 weeks in a row. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck was I doing going down there all the time?
I don't know, man. It's just insane. I don't know. I like pursuing your passions, especially or specifically for ones that can like capture things and capture like what you were thinking in that moment of time. It can prove very valuable in the future, and even just for us, like 6 months later, it's like mind blowing to see like where the Earth has come from from like just being, oh hey, like la di da di da to like holy fuck, we're in a pandemic, like we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like going back to like, listening to our tracks again, like it's very, what's that feeling, that homey feeling, like, ah, that's me. I did that with my best friend. Like it's no, I would say it's just like a very like like happy moment, like
Oh yeah, and I guess with that, even if you're trying to start a new passion and you're trying to start a new project or like find a new hobby, it's always like better, I think, to start a hobby with a friend or a group of friends. Sorry, start a hobby with a group of supportive friends.
There you go.
Supportive friends. Supportive friends is a very, 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 very important adjective there because if you don't have supportive friends and you say like, oh, I'm going to start a podcast, and like, what the fuck? Why would you want to start a podcast? Are you fucking dumb or some shit? And we're like, that's not the kind of like atmosphere that you want, really.
Yeah, and you'll lose motivation.
Super fast too. Like you would just gave the idea, be like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, and if somebody shuts it down, that you probably be like, oh, then I'm not going to start it, and you never start.
Like you'll never know until you try. So just find some people that will support your decisions.
Or not even support it, but
Be a part of it.
Be a part of it. Like for us here, Andrew and I, we both started a podcast and we're best friends. So kind of being able to do that. And for me, photography wise, like being able to find friends to essentially compete with each other to get like better pictures, or like finding new editing techniques to out edit the other person, like things like that, just to find a group and a community of people that push you to be better and push you to keep going. That's always going to help with like pursuing your passions, and with that and just finding that support always like kind of makes you want to like learn and become better, or just keep trying and I don't know, just keep investing in yourself and in your craft.
I mean, I know that's what I do for photography wise. Every time I take like I think that's like a good photo, I always send it to JD and be like, "Ooh, are you proud of me? I took a good photo." I always seek JD's approval when it comes to photography. He's like, "Did I do good? If I did, I learned it from the best. If I didn't do good, it's because I just suck in my phone's ass." It's like I
Never
always
blame
want
yourself.
to
Key to success.
That's right. Never blame yourself. It's just I always try to be involved with JD as much as I can when I can. Obviously, I don't take as much photos as he does, from what our episode New Year's resolution. You said you took what 35,000 photos. I took one.
Yeah, 35. I just listened to the episode a little while ago too. Yeah,
Yeah.
35,000 photos in 2019.
So clearly I'm not up to par with his numbers, but as much as I can, at least every once in a while when I walk more, I'll have like a mini photo shoot with my stupid iPhone. And I got some decent photos the other day. You remember that one time I sent?
You did, yeah.
Whew. And then I was just bragging about like, oh my god, I'm good at this. And
Just gotta keep going. Gotta keep going.
right. And then JD's always supporting me on my hobbies of my stream. He's always the number 2 viewer. I'm number 1 viewer because I'm my own viewer because I have it up. And then the freaking dummy Jetty Kim has fucking entered the room, always comes up. and then freaking I get a little boop, boop, noise comes out. I was like, hi best friend. Like he says the same thing every time he enters the room. Hi
Every
best friend.
single time. Hey, best friend.
And it's so heartwarming.
Yeah, but again, like, yeah, finding that support, even like for this podcast specifically, I just want to keep coming to this podcast because it's the newest thing. But I have gotten so many different text messages and so many different messages from people, and it's just been insane, man. Like Michelle reached back out to us. There's Esther's friend from Seattle, Rini, who's been like pushing our podcast as well. Like Esther and Rini talk like almost every day at like exactly 6:30, and I'm like here editing my podcast while Esther's on like the Zoom call, and all of a sudden I hear Rini goes, "Oh, I heard on JD's podcast." I'm like, "Oh, Rini's listening again." It's really great, and it's really amazing seeing that people are actually listening and actually listening to what we say, because I don't know, I guess like we're helpful in some way, which is fantastic because I think that's what we want to be, and that's the kind of main focus of this podcast is. Or 2 main focuses of this podcast is one of them being that just for us to communicate, and 2, just to make sure that people know that their problems are not...
They're not alone.
They're not alone in their problems. And that we're struggling with the same things of this early adulthood, really awkward time of life where we don't know where the fuck we're going, even after 4 years of college that was supposed to help us like pursue whatever we want, but that's complete bullshit. Like just being able to realize that you're not alone and we are here to help as much as we can, and it's just the response has been really great. And a couple times I'm like, oh my god, like I teared up a little bit. I'm like reading some of these messages, I'm like, holy shit, like people actually like it. And like it makes me so happy and getting a little choked up right now, but being able to like see all the hard work that you and I have put into this podcast with all the research, all the YouTube videos, and all just everything that we did to get this podcast going and get this podcast started has been it's been a trial, but just seeing everyone's reaction to it, even my siblings are like, they joke and say, oh, it sucks, but on all actuality they're like, no, actually it sounds really great, and it's just really happy to see that you and Andrew are like talking a lot and being able to do something in this collective project together. And I'm just like, that's exactly what we want. And people are giving me compliments on exactly what we wanted for our podcast. So thank you everybody for listening to this podcast, because it really does make us feel better, and it makes us like,
Motivates us more.
it motivates us more. It gives affirmation that what we're doing here is really something fun and something that people actually enjoy listening to. So just want to say thank you guys. You guys are incredible.
Did you read one of the reviews on Apple Podcast?
I actually have not.
Like whenever I listen to JD and Andrew, it makes me miss my friends. So they keep me accountable to reach out to my girlfriends. Ha ha ha. I also love how they just talk about anything and everything. So real and genuine.
Those are the things that we've had focused on our podcast always. It's always being real, genuine, candid conversations with an overarching theme, and that's being able to hear that people are actually picking up on that is always it's really heartwarming. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
So we would love to really find an episode where we can focus in on like how we came up with our podcast, and like the kind of the process that we went through, and the research and all the people that we found to help us start up this podcast. But that'll have to be for our next episode, because we are running at a pretty high time right now, and just I think this is just a great place to leave off with all the thank yous. And things like that. And just one more thank you to be put out there. Eric, thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting out the third song on your Instagram. Again, man, we love your music here at Up Until Now podcast. It truly is some awesome music. So if you guys want to follow him and follow and support his passions, you can follow him on Instagram at ch.tunes. And you can also follow him on SoundCloud with the same handle. So it's ch.tunes. So thank you, Eric. We really appreciate it. And Andrew, if people want to find us and people want to like contact us, where can they find us?
I love when you say that. If they want to contact us, they can always go to upuntilnow@gmail.com for email. We also have our Instagram page with the handle of Up Until Now podcast. And please don't forget to rate and subscribe and comment and just let us know how we're doing. Like we said earlier today in this episode, it does mean a lot to us. Even if it's, negative and you have like input that you want us to change some things, we need it. We're not perfect. We know it. Even like I know I was messing up in this episode. JD knows too and all that stuff. We know we can improve always, all the time. So please, please, please let us know what we're doing wrong. If you don't like something, if you like something, just let us know so we can keep it up or change it up.
Exactly, because we've actually received one of the constructive criticism, and it actually really, really did help. So we thank you for just anything that you hear, anything that you find like, oh, that was a little cringy, except episode 1, because we know episode 1 was cringy.
And maybe 2 and 3.
And maybe 2 and 3. So with that, we just thank you for everything that you guys have done and all the support that you've given us over the past, I don't know, however many months of recording that we've gone through. We just thank you, and we hope to continue to receive that support. And again, what Andrew said, it really, really, really does help if you subscribe and you like and you rate and you comment our podcast on Apple Podcasts, because again, it really does help get our podcast out there to people that may want to listen. So again, thank you so much. We love you all. And with all that being said, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.